We're at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay for a behind-the-scenes look at Phoenix Rising, the park's new for 2024 family coaster. Join us as we set foot on the ride construction site and learn new details about the ride's theming, including on-ride audio and in-station video effects. Plus, the park's head of design and engineering shares a first look at an on-ride POV animation.
Are you guys excited about our new attraction? Well, my name is Stuart Clark. I'm the president of Busch Gardens Tampa Bay and Adventure Island. On behalf of the thousands and thousands of men and women who work so hard every day to make this such a great place and create those moments that matter, we want to welcome you to our beautiful Pantopia Theater. So we want to thank you for coming out today. I know many of you were here, I think last November or so, when we talked about everything we're doing in the park and showed you what then was truthfully just a sort of a dirt field, right? That is now much more, and you're going to see that in a little bit today. But we also talked at that time about all the amazing and great things that we're doing to try to make Busch Gardens the best park it's ever been, but also create an experience for everyone in the family. So if you remember, we talked a lot about our entertainment for those people that really love entertainment. And if you've been in the park lately, you've probably seen shows like our new Icon show and Dragonfire Grill. We've also obviously got our new animal show right here in Pantopia Theater. And then of course, with the debut of our brand new ice show that will happen in the next couple of months, we're really excited about everything that we're doing from the entertainment perspective. From the park perspective, we've obviously been working hard on improving things like just simple things like our culinary experiences and our food experiences. So if you've been in the park lately, you've probably noticed some great new chef-created sensations throughout the park, including even some healthy options. And then of course, all those amazing chef-inspired creations that we have at our Food and Wine Festival every Saturday and Sunday. And I'd be remiss, right, if I did not talk about being one of the world's largest zoos, right? And so if you've been through our park lately, you've probably noticed some great additions, some new tigers. We're working hard on improving our lion habitat right now. We're so excited. The next couple months, we invite you back to see that area. It's going to be a fantastic experience. If you've been in our Mayambi area lately, you've probably seen some new additions. Mayambi has never been more active in our park with the addition of 5 new chimps and some new gorillas out there. If you haven't seen it yet, I would encourage you when you're finished today to take a walk by there and of course, check that area out. And what exciting adventure did we have recently in our zoo area? Does anybody know? The birth of a baby orangutan, huh? How about that? So we were really excited about that, and that was not a normal birth by any means, and only in a place like Busch Gardens could we pull together a team so quickly with people from Tampa General, University of Florida, University of South Florida, and our own vets and experts. We had a giant team, and that baby was born via C-section. And so I'm so happy to say that Mom Luna and our baby are both doing really well today. In fact, we were able to reintroduce them a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen that video yet, I would recommend that you watch that video, but make sure you have some tissues because it is a tearjerker, but make sure you check that out. But you guys did not come here today to talk about orangs, did you? Not at all. You came here today to talk about Phoenix Rising. So since November, our team of engineers have been hard at work on bringing that whole attraction to life and creating what we believe, well, we know, is the most anticipated family coaster of 2024. So let's take a look first at some of those facts and remind ourselves about some of those key points about Phoenix Rising. So with Phoenix Rising, you're obviously going to be able to soar above not only Pantopia on the wings of a phoenix rising out of the ground, but also soar right over our Serengeti plains out there. And it's just going to be an amazing, wonderful experience. The best part about the entire attraction is the height requirement. So we talk all the time about creating a park that's great for the entire family, and we knew that in our portfolio of some of the best coasters in the entire world, we knew that we were still lacking that sort of entry level, right? That first time to ride that big kid coaster. And with Phoenix Rising, and with that height being only 42 inches to ride that ride, it's gonna be an amazing family attraction and the best first big kid coaster ride. So rather than me try to ramble on about it, let me go ahead and bring out Eric Elliott, our Vice President of Design and Engineering, the guy who has probably the funnest job in our park. Eric?
Thank you, Stuart. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eric Elliott. I'm the Vice President of Engineering and General Services here at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. One of the things I think is obviously being in the D&E field is having the opportunity to work on great attractions like this. And as Stuart said, from back in November when we first met. You'll see a lot of progress that's happened out here at the ride site. Tremendous effort by everyone involved. And then as part of the hard hat experience today, you're going to be able to see it, get up close and see what has happened, and then have the opportunity to obviously see the active work site of what we're doing. So got a few construction photos we want to put up here, I believe. So obviously, I think everyone's seen what's been going on out there. Tremendous amount of work. I think when you're in the D&E field, design and engineering, one of the highlights of working on projects, I would say for all of us, is definitely working on the coaster attractions. Great opportunity, lots of fun, lots of energy getting these things done. I think when you look at this perspective from a guest standpoint, or a fan standpoint, I think it's two particular milestones that everyone particularly looks at. And one of those milestones is obviously seeing the track. Seeing the track be put up and getting that first great visuals of what the attraction is gonna look like is awesome. In this particular case, it was about a good 5-week process of getting all that track put in. As you can see, once you go out there, a beautiful layout. What's going to happen on this particular attraction. And that's typically what goes on with that. And now we're into that process. You'll see the crane out there, you see the actual lift chain process going on, being installed. So that's that first visual milestone that I think everyone gets excited about when you're doing a coaster. And the second milestone, I think everyone knows, is when that train goes on the track. So that's definitely going to be happening soon. Going scheduled, keeping that going, and I think as everyone came in this morning, you had a chance to see the test seat, so you get a chance to see the beautiful a coaster that's going to mesh with that track and give you a great experience out there. But not only with that, we look at those two components, but this is truly going to be a great, as Stuart said, a great family experience for all our guests and obviously all of you once you get a chance to ride it. So with all that going on, we have a great video for you to see, great POV, and I think this will really get you excited for what's coming in the next month or so. That's pretty cool, right? So obviously great visuals with this attraction. And like I said, it's not only gonna be a great ride, but it's gonna be a great experience. From the beginning of this attraction, as you enter the Q House and you get a chance to experience the background store with all the phoenixes and the different highlights that's going on with that. It's gonna be, like I said, a tremendous and a great family attraction for everyone. But one of the things we're really excited about, and you kind of had a chance to, audiolize and feel that a little bit, is the new onboard sound experience that's going to be a part of this attraction. So that's the first time for us bringing that to a new attraction here at Busch Gardens Tampa, and having that onboard sound and that experience is really going to make this a great ride and a great experience for everyone. So as we continue to move forward with that, we're really looking forward to having a great time and being able to offer this. as we get a chance to go into the hard hat experience out there, not only will our local D&E team that's done a great job getting this attraction together, but we have some of Nick, who's from he's our corporate development team that's going to be here to actually give you a lot more detail into the onboard experience and the visuals that was put together for this ride. So I'm really excited. I know all of you are really excited about this. The park is really excited and can't wait to get going with this. At this point, I'm going to bring Stuart back out here and we're going to get set to go.
All right, thank you, Eric. What do you think? Is Eric a little bit excited?
Recently been finished. That's a huge milestone, like Eric talked about inside. So we're really excited to see this track all up and close to ready to start testing the ride. So what I'm going to do today is give you guys a little bit of the background on how we created the story for Phoenix Rising and what our guests will be able to expect from this experience. So the first step here in this project was we know that Busch Gardens has a lot of amazing animal experiences, and then we also have a lot of great coasters. And a lot of those coasters hit on high thrill, Kumba and Montu and Shikra and Iron Gwazi. And we're definitely missing an attraction that kind of hits that 42-inch height requirement that the whole family can enjoy together. So 42 inches is kind of like an average 5 or 6-year-old, so almost the whole family will be able to do this together. And so once we had that figured out, we were starting to work on what's the story of this attraction. And so there were a couple reasons that we landed on the Phoenix. So one, we didn't want something that was maybe too cute or juvenile, but also we didn't want something that was going to be too intimidating or fierce. And so Phoenix, when done the right way, could kind of be something that the whole family gets excited about. Another thing about the Phoenix, we used to have, if any of you have been to Busch Gardens before, a swinging ship ride that was called the Phoenix. And so in kind of traditional Phoenix lore, the new Phoenix is born and rises from the ashes of the old one. And so this new attraction coming up from the ashes of the former Phoenix ride was kind of something fun to lean into. And then the other thing that we liked about the Phoenix is just thinking about our land, Pantopia. And so Pantopia, when it opened about 10 years ago, which is the land that we're standing in, it's a land that was all about travelers and explorers who visited all of the corners of the world and discovered animals and different landscapes and nature. And they brought all of these stories of different cultures and their travels into one place and created this very colorful and kind of eclectic and just fun settlement to explore. And so that's this richness of color and detail that we can all see around us. And so as we started to research the Phoenix, Phoenixes are part of a lot of different stories and mythologies. So there's Chinese and Egyptian and Greek and Persian mythologies that all kind of reference Phoenixes. And even more cultures just talk about different legendary birds. So the idea of a Phoenix is something just made sense here in Pantopia, that these stories of the legendary Phoenix had kind of converged and our travelers brought these stories with them. And so that's part of what you're going to see when you come into the queue for Phoenix Rising. So our queue is underneath this kind of covered awning shade, and as you wind through that space, you'll see some different props and artifacts that represent their depictions of phoenixes or different legendary birds in different cultural styles. So you'll see maybe some that look like they might have come from Asia or inspired by Greek pottery. And so our travelers have brought these or recreated these different artifacts of different cultures as they try to figure out, all the stories of the phoenixes that have come from the past. The other thing that you're going to see in the queue is we've got a couple of these, we call them identity banners. And so they start to introduce the 4 different phoenixes that we've created for this attraction here at Busch Gardens. And so like I said before, Busch Gardens is known for our animals as well, and connecting our guests with nature in a way that they've never seen or experienced before. And so it made sense that our 4 phoenixes are inspired by the world around us. So we have our fire phoenix, which represents the desert landscapes. We have an ice phoenix that comes from the glaciers and the mountaintops. We also have a jungle phoenix, which is the protector of the rainforests. And we have a sea phoenix, which is from our One Ocean. And so you will meet one of these 4 phoenixes on your ride on Phoenix Rising. And it's also randomized, so you won't know which phoenix is coming next. So you'll have to try to get lucky to see all 4 of them. Once you make it inside of the station, That's where you'll actually encounter the Phoenix. And so this is what you'll see on the unload side of the station. So as you're queuing up in our 10 rows for the ride, and you look across the station to the other side of the track, we've got these 4 really large, they're kind of meant to look like windows, but they're LED walls. They're each 8 feet tall and 8 feet wide, so they occupy almost the entire back wall of that station that you guys can see behind me. And so these video walls are where the story of our Phoenix is going to come to life. So as you're queuing, you'll see the Phoenix come in and materialize into the station. This is what you'll actually see as you're boarding the ride, the Phoenix kind of with its wings outstretched, almost like protecting the ride as you're boarding on. And then there's a kind of, the Phoenix will take flight, there's a transformation moment, and then the Phoenix and the ride will depart from the station together. And then one of the best things about this attraction is that the story of the Phoenix doesn't stop in the station, and that's where our onboard audio comes into play. So the onboard audio, you're going to be able to hear the Phoenix carrying you on your flight. So as you go up the lift hill, you'll hear the powerful wings as they flap and carry you up to the 80-foot tall lift hill. You'll also hear the call of the Phoenix at the top of the lift hill and a couple other places throughout the ride, and some other environmental and ambient effects that are inspired by the Phoenix that you're flying with. And so that means that we have 4 different audio tracks. There's a fire and an ice and a jungle and a sea Phoenix audio track, which matches the Phoenix you meet inside. So you'll want to do the ride a couple times and hear what each one of those Phoenixes sound like. And then by the time you get back, hopefully you can't wait to do the ride again.